see all your faces on the screen, but I'll hit record here and Jake and I'll get started. So I will kick it off with a couple notes of recognition. We have a new consultant in the house. Do you want her name? Oh, her name is Megan Grote. We're so pumped for her. Yeah, Megan. Yep, Emily Mack, I know she's on your team. So exciting. Along with, that helped Megan Oy become manager, which is awesome. Yeah, Megan. And that is, the Megans. So, really creating that duplication, that first step. When you hit manager, you're completing you share, they share. So it's really a great, and then it's just repeat. When you can create consultants, you can do this business, you guys. When you can get people started on Isagenix and create consultants, that's really, those are the two steps. It's a two-step process.
Right. And the duplication does not have to be someone with your name. That just happened this time. It could be anyone.
Yeah.
It could be anyone.
Yeah, that was so good. Good joke, Jake. He's been pulling the dad jokes a lot. No, just kidding.
It's Father's Day. I get a week with the dad jokes.
Did you have a quote to kick us off?
I did. When I was thinking about our topic today, I was actually reading last night and came across this quote. If anybody could tell me the author of this quote, you would win a fabulous prize, because I would be shocked if anybody can know this one. But the quote is, "In matters of consequence, when have doubt and fear given the best advice? Why not heed faith and courage?" So just think about that as we're talking, today we're talking about inviting, and specifically with Celebration coming up around the corner. Sometimes when we're inviting to take a look at the business, the products, or an event, sometimes it's that fear and doubt that creep in that keep you from being, who you want to be?
From being what?
From being, not Tony Dungy, that's good, not Ralph Emerson either, but keep you from being that confident person that people are going to say yes to. You have the fear and the doubt. If that's inside of you, people can sense that. So why not try a little bit of faith and courage? Just a little bit. Like, take the advice from those emotions and those feelings. You can acknowledge the fear and acknowledge the doubt, but push it to the side and let faith and courage kind of be that leading force as you get going into it.
That's good. Faith and courage. I love that. Wow. Good stuff. Okay. Cool. I threw together some slides that I'm going to share. They're just white slides with words on them. Like, not fancy, but hold on. Oh gosh, shoot. I feel like I'm not going to be able to share them. I totally have to figure out my new computer. I can't do it. I had this issue. Who was on? Christine Brennan was on a call. I'm gonna have to table that. We're gonna table that. I'm just gonna use it as my note. I apologize for that, but when I did my latest computer update, it did not. I have to go into some sort of settings and figure out the share. So never mind on that. That is totally fine, because it's just words. It's just words on white slides, as I told you. So I'll just tell you the words and I'll share them later. Okay. So what we're talking about tonight, you guys, is, it's the mindset around inviting. And it's the mindset around asking people to take a look at Isagenix. And it's the mindset around making it about them and keeping it about you're introducing someone to a company that could change their life, right? We're not trying to get people to drink shakes with us. We're not trying to get people to cleanse or, whatever. I mean, that is a part of the process, because they're looking for a result that the company can provide. And, there's like, my goal out of this whole thing, because we talk a lot about how mindset and skills and action those are the combination to success, right? Mindset can be grown. We're all working on our mindsets all the time with the books that we read, who we listen to, the advice that we take, hopefully these calls, whatever you're plugging into, that's where you're getting your daily, honestly, I hope daily mindset. Anytime I'm talking to someone, coaching one-on-one, and it seems that they're slipping, they will often admit to me, gosh, I've totally put personal development by the wayside. I haven't been doing it. And when we get in that mindset groove, and I remember, Rebecca last summer, I remember her saying she had it in her ear every day when she was up at Lake George. I remember this, Rebecca, in a post, and what a difference it made in her conversation, because it spills out of you when you're doing it day after day after day, right? And so to go from sort of feeling disempowered to feeling that empowered action. Because the website leadersrisehere.com has the skills. We get good on this at the skills by doing them. That comes with time, but then having that empowered action. And what my slide shows is kind of two different columns. So the empowered side is really, are you in action because you want to? Are you in action because you get to? Are you in action because it's pulling you and you're inspired to do it? Are you in action because you're driven to do it, right? So I just feel compelled. That would be another word. I feel compelled to do certain things. And these are good words to consider first thing in the morning when you wake up. Gosh, you know, what am I going?
You must have been the first one on.
Oh, she's back on now.
I don't know what happened, you guys. That was so weird. It just shut off. Like, was I making sense up until then?
You just muted.
Yeah, then it just froze.
Then I froze. So
Yeah.
what did you hear? Sorry, did it stop a while ago?
It stopped at skills, leadersrisehere.com, and getting into action.
Oh
And
boy.
then-
Okay. No, that's good. That's good. That's good. I'm so sorry, you guys. I'm totally on my hotspot now. I don't know what happened. It was just like a shutdown. It was like Zoom just shut down. So we're back. But okay, so yeah, so skills. So skills can be learned at leadersrisehere.com, and skills are what we get into through, you know, taking messy action. And that's what it is a lot of times, is messy action. But my goal, and what the slide that I have talks about, is empowered action. So are you taking empowered action? And these are words when you know that you're taking empowered action. Are you taking action because you want to? And my slide basically shows on the left side, want to. Are you taking action because you get to? I get to do this. I get to reach out. I want to reach out. I feel compelled to reach out to so-and-so today. And that's how I approach people. I just feel compelled to reach out to you. I want to start a conversation about something that is near and dear to my heart. Or I feel pulled to, you know. I know there's a Steve Jobs quote, I believe it's about how your vision pulls you. You know, you don't need any motivation outside of yourself when you have a strong enough vision because it pulls you. Are you inspired to? Are you driven to? That's empowered action. Versus there's that other side, you know, which I know a lot of times comes from the employee mindset, or the way that we perhaps are, I mean, really going through all of school and all of any jobs that we have. We are trained that we have to do things, or we are required to do things, or expected to do things. This is on the other side. So if you create two columns, the one side says want to, get to, compelled to, pulled to. The other side, gosh, do I have to do this? I'm required, I'm expected, or I'm doing it out of guilt or shame, or I'm doing it out of fear or lack. Right? So which one is your energy that you're putting out there when you're doing it? Because I do believe that when we reach out to people, we carry an energy with us, right? And they can feel, and we can feel. And if you go after an hour a day of empowered action, where you are truly connecting and inviting people to take a look at the company, and that's really what I've been doing more than anything. I say, I want you to take a look at Isagenix. You know, people say, do you lead with the products or the business? Well, both. I lead with Isagenix. I say, I partner with this company. It's amazing. These are the solutions we provide. You know, we provide absolutely holistic nutrition, creates weight loss if you want it, gives people tons of natural energy, helps people feel better and younger and sleep better. It also provides a money opportunity if you want it. You know, it provides all those things. What's of interest to you? You know, which of those is of interest to you? So when you think about being like holding yourself back, put in the chat some of the things that hold us back from making the invite. Like, what is it that might keep you from reaching out to someone? Even though they're on your mind, they're on your heart, you want to talk to them about Isagenix. What is holding us back? Fear of judgment, Molly, yes. Sammy's got one in there. Something, fear something.
Just F.
If they're a consultant with another company, yeah. The thought of what they will think, yep. Or Sammy's just following. You know, people put F on a post when they're following. Just kidding. Yes, the thought of what people think. What else? What else holds you back? Because, I mean, we all have them. We all have them. So, you know, kudos to you guys for calling them out. You guys can hear us, right? Confidence. Yes. Confidence. Exactly. And, you know, I think sometimes it's, what do I say? Lack of clarity. Or like, oh gosh, I've also heard fear of success. What if they say, yeah, I am interested. I'll look at that. Then not knowing what to do next, right? Like, what if, you know, it's like, I can deal with the no, but now I have someone ready to say yes. What do I do with them, right? And I mean, that's, the point is, it's all so normal. Any example that you bring up, people that you see that you admire have been through those examples tenfold, right? It's so common. It's so normal. And what I have found and what I have learned is to really approach each person with an attitude. And this is a phrase that I got from Zach Slobin, but it's very good. And you could create your own that feels right to you if this one doesn't land for you. But he says, I truly go through life feeling, I believe that everybody wants to be in business with me and everybody wants to be my friend. You know, so are we expecting that they're going to say no? Are we expecting that they're going to look down on it or balk at it or think you're just selling them? Or are we expecting, gosh, that person, you know what? I am Molly. I am worth it. I'm worthy of being in partnership. I am someone and I have the goods. You know, when I found Isagenix, I said to Amanda over the table, I can remember, I was like, gosh, I feel like this is like a golden ticket. And I do have to do the work to cash in on it. But if I don't cash in on this, I'm always going to wish and I'm always going to wonder. And, you know, that vision was born out of that. And so where are you holding the golden ticket back from someone? You know, where are we perhaps not just going for it? And, you know, the skill of inviting we have, if you go to Leaders Rise Here, and I'll pull it up in a few minutes, but if you go to step 2 in the system, it, you know, we literally have exactly how to say, you know, if I could show you a way to blank, would you be open to taking a look? Right? It's real examples. And I actually want to pull up, can you?
Yeah. I'm pulling it up. Keep
Okay.
talking.
Because no, the voice note.
Hold the voice note. Oh yeah. Sorry. So many things I wanted to pull up.
So I send, and people have asked, like, how do you do it? What do you say to people? So I recorded a voice memo and it's 1.5 minutes, and I'm going to hold it up here because I like to send voice in part because then they know it's not a copy paste and they know that it's me talking to them specifically, right?
This was actually sent out in March. Like, this is a real.
Yeah. So this is a real example that I sent, and then I'll tell you about what she said. Yes, Beth, I'm glad you're using and abusing the website. That's perfect. Hopefully you guys can hear it. I'm going to put it up here. This will be good, right, Jay? This is me talking, doing exactly what.
Hey Rachel, how are you?
Can you
I
hear
hope
that?
you're having a good night. I wanted to check in and just send a message and let you know that I was thinking about you. I truly, when I think about people that might potentially like to hear more about what I'm doing with Isagenix, I do think of you. Definitely just want to see if there's a chance that you would want to take a closer look. You know, I look at what you're doing with personal development. I look at what you're doing with your life and your podcast and your vision and your coaching, and truly just no strings attached, wanted to ask if it would be something you want to take a further look at. I absolutely love it. I'm so glad that I found it, and I'm glad it was shared with me. So just wanted to check in and see if we could potentially chat a little bit about Isagenix. If you have no interest, that's fine. You can just let me know. But sorry, that cut off at 1 minute. But you totally came to mind as someone that when you pop up on my feed, I just feel compelled to ask. So that's all I'm doing, and I hope that you have a good night. And either way is cool, but if you're open to it, I would just love to tell you more about it and have a discussion about how potentially it could fit into your life. So hope you're having a good night again, and keep rocking everything that you're doing. It's fun to see.
Okay. That was just me. Just me. And it's not perfect. It's probably too long, right? Like, I kind of went on. But she got back to me. She got back to me that night, and she was like, oh my gosh, it feels so good to be seen. That's literally what she said to me. It feels so good to be seen. Thank you for thinking of me. I think I am actually interested. We're still in chats. She was like, I have a lot of stuff going on right now, probably more this fall. So lately I've talked to her about just hopping on for Celebration so that she can, because it's timing for everyone. But she said, I think I actually am interested. So then it's been about how can I serve you, love on back and forth. But it's really, I said, like, no strings attached. Let's just have a conversation, right? And I realize that sometimes if the person is like, sure, let's talk about it, then that's the moment you're going to be like, oh, shoot, now what do I say? But it's sort of a like, say yes and then figure it out afterwards, right? There's like a Tina Fey quote, like, say yes and then figure it out afterwards. And then I also very intentionally said, if this isn't for you, that's totally cool. Or like, if you don't want to talk about it, that's totally cool. It's almost like taking it away. That is psychologically a thing too, to just be like, oh, well, if it's not for you, totally cool. Like, show the posture that I am literally unemotionally attached to her outcome, right? And then I said, I just feel compelled to talk to you because I will tell you, the last New Year's kickoff and probably last year at Celebration, she popped in my head. Oh, I wish she was sitting here with me. I think she would love it, right? So who are those people on your heart and in your mind that you just, if they got it, like, you would just be so happy that they got it because you want to do business with them because they're amazing people, right? So I don't know.
And that's not like someone that you talk to all the time.
No.
That was someone we hadn't seen in person in
years.
6 years.
She moved out of state years ago. I have not talked to her in person. I have followed her stories. We've gone back and forth, just little comments here and there. That's another great way to kind of warm it up, go back and forth on stories or Facebook posts. But, and she's doing other cool, amazing things in the personal development space, right? So we'll see when she joins us. I'll be like, you were we talked about. Yeah, I mean, Barbie, it was just my heart. It was just me, right? And you're right. I mean, and if someone listens to something like that, and on the other side, they're like, oh no, how dare you? It's one of those things. They're not for me anyways. Like, I'm literally opening up my heart and sharing it with her. And it's cool, whatever she wants to say. But if someone's going to be kind of negative back, I mean, then that really shows, that's a show of character as well. I truly believe.
And in this business, you get to pick the people you work with. Is that someone who would react that way? Is that someone you would really choose to work with and want to spend time with?
Yeah.
Me, it would probably be not. So it's nice I can shift that energy away.
Yeah.
Great. Now I know.
And now I know. That is, for me, it is the biggest, oh man, someone floating around my head for a little while. I want to know, like, instead of just wondering. And so my goal with that is to empower you to say, gosh, I get to do some reach outs like that. I get to pick up the voice. And exactly, I mean, not using a script, just be, and the only way you get better at that is by practicing it and doing it. And then you can listen back. The cool thing about voice, you can listen back and critique yourself and be like, oh shoot, I wish I would have said that, or I should have gotten to the point faster or whatever. But just an example. So, right now, the things that we are inviting to, I am inviting to Celebration, wherever they live. I'm saying, you know what, it's this free virtual event you can watch for 2 days, not even, 3 hours the first day, like 5 hours the second day or something. They can watch and learn about the company. And what I have said is normally I would be flying to Salt Lake City for this, but you can literally log in from home, just like I'm doing, to check it out. And then, Isagenix 2.0, there's gonna be a whole new series of movies coming out, videos because Isagenix is really rebranding, and there's so many new players and Dr. Plant and so much with the vision, and it's a very exciting time, new product, all of those things. So inviting to that as well. And then the new countries, you guys. So I am taking today, Tyler, and I put it in our group in Everyday Rockstars, but Tyler announced, I want to say it's like 11 countries. He announced Denmark, Sweden, Austria, Germany, Switzerland, the Canary Islands, Portugal, Italy, France, Poland, Norway, and Finland for mid-July coming because of the result of the Zija acquisition. I can think right off the top of my head of an old coworker that moved to Portugal. He started his own thing, and I plan to reach out to him and say, hey, my company is coming to Portugal. And probably with him, what I'll say is, this is what I do. I help people with this. Who do you know that I should know? Who do you know that you think I should know? And just kind of use that to say, and honestly, asking for the referral sometimes, who do you know that I should know? Sometimes they say, well, me, what about me? But if I just kind of take that off and say, who do you know that I should know? That is my plan with some of those countries. I know Bettina is very exciting. Very exciting, Bettina. Germany's coming in mid-July. And I know we have other countries on here that people are excited about. So that is super good. And then, it's really, the number of conversations is the length of time that you're in this business. David Wood says, we don't say, oh, I've been in Isagenix for 6 years. He says, well, it's in 6 years, some people have had 2,000 conversations. In 6 years, some people have had 20, right? So it's just how many conversations. And that's where there's no shame or there's no guilt or there's no should be or comparison. It's literally, how many conversations have I had? Like, how many different people have I talked to specifically about Isagenix in some form or another? And then with some of those people, it's the follow-up. I know Susan Sly today she does like a power hour every day, and I get a download sometimes from Lori Sherman. She'll tell me, she said those high business savvy people sometimes take 3 to 7 years to follow up. And it's just, hey, I'm still doing it. And that's, you showing your longevity also shows it to them, especially as someone that is, you're building influence within your own network. So I would say, have fun with it. Take myself less seriously, just put that energy out there of I get to do this. I get to connect with people. I'm going to find the right ones because we have something amazing. You're on this call for a reason, right? You're showing up to Celebration for a reason. Really get rooted. What I would love is for this summer for you to really get rooted in why you're doing it and your vision, and be sharing that vision and just be simply connecting and having those conversations. And step 2, invite people to take a look. I'm not going to pull it up because Jake's going to share something here too, but it is literally laid out for you right there. So if you haven't really dug into it, I would take time this week to dig into step 2, because once you know it like the back of your hand, then you can teach it to your team like the back of your hand. And systems only work if they duplicate. And if you find holes in that, please tell me, because I want you to poke holes. We're making it so tight and tried and true that the system can, it can be someone 15 people away from Jake and me, and that person can pick it up and do it. That is my vision with this system, for real. So right. Jake has another example. And
yes, and some of you who saw the live, I am offering my services right now for anyone who needs some accountability, needs to bounce ideas back and forth. And I've had a few people reach out and do that. And I specifically, just recently, it was last week, a lovely lady by the name of Beth, who's on this call. I told her I was going to shout her out, so I'm going to use her name. No need to be private. But literally was going through leadersrisehere.com, going through the steps, looking at the scripts, and started a conversation with, hey, I was just thinking about you because I thought you might enjoy convenient on-the-go nutrition options. This may or may not be for you, but I can't but think of how great it would be to partner in business. I'm so excited about this new business. If I showed you how you could get fantastic nutrition and wellness products and even replace your current income, would you take a look? And I mean, right away that day, I mean, I'm interested, yes. And then started talking about goals. And really it shows, and kudos to Beth, because she is going through her reach outs daily. She's asking questions when she has them. She's going to the scripts. She's lining up. There's multiple three-way calls in the loop. And that's really the goal, is to get someone on the phone and really share all this experience with them. And it shows that when you follow the steps, when you follow the system, when you do it consistently, you're going to get those results. So I mean, just an example that's been happening just this last week of going through the scripts, saying it like yourself, and being open and honest with serving. I love everything.
I love
about
it. Yeah, I love it too. I love it too. And that's so good. And I would, major kudos to Beth. And I will leave you with this thought. I would love, because we do have people that come to us, right? We're drinking our shake and they come to us and they're like, what is it? Oh yeah, I want that. And we get them started. If you're someone that really wants to turn up the heat this summer, I encourage you to those are just the bonus ones. Okay. The baseline comes from the conversations that you're getting going. And the ones that come to you through just the natural drops, they're almost like little drops in the air, like, oh yeah, what are you drinking? I want some of that. And then they order right away. Consider those the bonus. Be like, oh my gosh, I just got a bonus one today. But I am working diligently at the connections, at the invites. You know, if that feels good to you, to almost like put your brain that like the base level is the invites and the step 2 stuff, and anything that you're doing to create curiosity is like that bonus, or anything that comes from like a social media post is the bonus. Okay. So try to go for the baseline and the bonus. And that's, you know, I love it. And then we are going to have, you know, we'll have some really good stuff coming out of Celebration, specific business campaign. We'll talk about that more soon. Barbie and I have been working diligently on some stuff for that. So business campaign, invite to Celebration. Jake and I are putting together a webinar that you guys can plug people into, so you have like that virtual presentation option for them. So a lot of good stuff coming down the pipe for Isagenix 2.0.
Yes.
I think that's what we got.
That's all we got. And feel free to use the groups or any contacts you have in the groups. If you have questions or need accountability, if it's not one of us, make it someone else.
And if you want the daily with Jake for a while,
Yeah, if you want, let me know.
let him know.
Beth will tell you I don't let you off the hook.
They left again. Oh no, oh, there they are. Yay. Oh,
Bye,
no.
guys.